Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 60 of the Tiny Disc Podcast, a show about games and life. We're heading towards retirement. We're getting geriatric. It's great. I am Robert Scarpanito, and I'm joined here by the affable Jack Cepeda.
Hello, everybody. This is old Jack in retirement.
This is old Jack.
Good old Jack Cepeda. How to do?
And our man in a wheelchair because he's too old to walk, Colin Sparlin.
Hey, get off my lawn, you stupid kids!
You're pretty good at that. It's pretty good.
I will tell your parents.
He's good at what? He's just normally talking, old Jack.
Did you guys ever actually get yelled at for being on an old man's lawn?
No shit.
No.
I had one of those growing up.
I totally got yelled at for being on an old man's lawn. I got yelled at so hard. There was a because I would ride my bike. I was only allowed to ride my bike around the block, right? So I just rode around the block, rode around the same block, couldn't cross any streets or anything. And so I knew this block like the back of my hand. And this there was this one corner that there was a bush there, and it just was so much easier to cut the corner through the grass and cut the bush off and just, go from sidewalk to sidewalk. It was so easy to do that rather than go, to the sidewalk. And the dude would stand there and just like yell at us and get pissed.
Would he shake his fists?
Really just at me. I mean, he shook everything, dude. He shook it all.
Did he shake his jowls?
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids.
And so I totally was that kid, that hooligan. And I know that fucker was racist. I just fucking know it.
I just fucking know it. No, dude, I had one of those, like, that's funny, right on the corner of my road. If, like, I don't know how much you guys remember from our road trip into my hometown, but I think we actually passed this house, but it's just like this greenhouse in the corner, and the dude actually put up, I don't know why he thought this was a good idea, but it was like pipes. It looked like piping he put up on the front part of his yard against the sidewalk. So that way people would not like ride their bike into it, not walk onto it, that sort of thing. And anytime someone would touch it, dude, he would be just fucking on it. Like,
fuck off my lawn.
I'm sorry. Did he try to put up a fence, but didn't know what a fence was and thought, well, I've got these pipes laying around.
It was like,
was this fucking the Mushroom Kingdom? What the fuck?
Dude, it was fucking
I found these pipes under my house. They were moving water around for whatever reason, so I took those out.
No shit. It was those types of pipes, though. It was like some old copper piping or some bullshit.
Dude had a bullet built turret like in his garage.
Yeah, dude. Either that or it looked like some like fucking, I don't know, some like tire iron type. I don't know. That's like about how wide they were. And they were about like shin height. So if you were like on a bike or something and you just so happen to make the wrong move and your tire gets caught in them fuckers, dude, you are eating shit. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like you're probably going to leave an imprint on this dude's yard of your fucking body hitting like, just from falling over this. Yeah. And there was that. And then there was another dude. So there was like a really small park out like about a block away from my house growing up. And there was this yard where like my friends and I went through this weird phase where we tried to make short films with a really shitty camera. Like not so far off of the whole like Blair Witch Project style thing. And we were filming in this dude's yard doing whatever stupid bullshit thing kids do next to this park. And it was this yard between this park and this church. And like, if you go a little bit past that, it turned into somebody's yard. And this guy came out there and saw us doing that, like whatever the hell we were doing, and gave us this long monologue about how, like, we should respect old people and pick trash up that we see and blah, 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 and be good Samaritans. And I was like 9 at the time. And I was like, motherfucker, what are you saying to me? Right? I don't like, should I go get my mom? Like stranger danger. I don't know. But I was with my friend who was like older. He was like 13 at the time. So I don't know. I was like, whatever. I don't know. He's just a really creepy old dude. I don't know. Could have been a veteran or something.
So
he kind of had a look about him.
The next day when you pass by that house, were there pipes around the front of the lawn to prevent you guys from coming back again?
No, this is a different yard, but yeah, the pipes. Yeah, he just grew a set of pipes on his yard, dude, too. Like, we never went back to that place.
This is a common misconception that older people have. They think they can just tell young kids rational, thoughtful shit, and it's just going to sink in and fix the problem.
Yeah, it wasn't registering with me at the time.
Can you remember, guys, when you're 8 or 9? And I mean this with love when I say this, but kids are dumb as fucking shit.
Oh, yeah, I was dumb.
Everything fucking bounces off you. You don't fucking know. You don't even understand half the vocabulary adults use. You know what I mean? Like
that was that was a big V word. What was that, Jack?
vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
And it's like, yeah, do you understand the words that come out of my mouth? Yeah, it's like, look, you can sit there and tell me whatever, but like a dumbass kid is gonna be a dumbass kid. And again, I don't mean that like to cut on kids. It's just like your brain is literally still developing.
Right, like I thought I used to be good at basketball when I was 9 years old.
Me too.
Because that same park I was talking about, I could fucking hit threes from the same spot every time. But
was it from
now
under the
I'm
net?
like, yeah, exactly.
Just throw it straight up and it comes right back
just throw
down.
it straight up. Got hit in the face a couple times. That's fine. No, I literally thought, like, you know how like when I don't know if any of you have ever played football. They're like, when you catch the ball, you got to have soft hands. You know, you make sure. I was literally the kid that was like pushing on the palms of my hands, like, yeah, I totally have soft hands. What are you talking about? God,
old smooth hand sparling over here.
Yeah,
smooth hands.
So what if you were like a kid that did chop class every day and your hands were calloused as fuck? Would you have been like, shit, I can't play football?
I can't play football. My hands are too calloused. No, it was literally like a lineup of me and my dad. Because my yard growing up, to give you some backstory, was like next to my house, there was just a big yard. It was just a big gap between these two houses. So me and the neighbor kids, we would just hang out in this yard. And we were like, that was the place to hang out, was my big ass yard.
It's a bar.
And
my big ass yard, the bar.
Yeah, at the bar. Yeah, I should open a bar called that. So my dad was running like a football drill between, it was like me and a lineup of my friends, and my dad's like, you guys got to have soft hands when you catch the ball. And all of me and my friends collectively were all touching each other's hands. We're like, oh, fucking soft hands. And my dad was visibly fucking face palming from the
Pass the aloe vera.
I need some lotion.
Yeah, exactly. And then right after that, my brother took a football to the face because it went right between his hands.
All rip.
Oh, like kind of like a Meet the Parents style bloody nose ensued.
Oh, totally, exactly. Fucking picture perfect, like sitcom style. Like
there's so much blood.
And there's so much blood.
Because we all know on the football team, who's very important is one, the water boy, and two, the lotion boy.
Yeah,
keep your hands very limber.
Needless to say, when I went to school and started playing football, actually organized football, I was a lineman. I didn't have anything to do with the ball.
Did you use your hard shoulders or your soft shoulders?
No, they're like, yeah, you got to have hard shoulders. We're not going to give you shoulder pads.
Rip. Okay, guys, computers fucking suck. Computers are so bad. So hi guys. Hi, well, we're back. This is the fourth time, maybe fifth time.
Yeah, God doesn't want us to create this episode for you.
I think all three of us have had technical issues.
Yeah, it's been some shit
in some
today.
capacity. Yeah. So we're back in black.
The tiny disc is a little bit warped for this episode, but we're back. We're back in black and white.
We're left out in the sun a little bit too long.
Tiny disc. Whoa!
Yeah, we're sun-dried tiny disc tomatoes. So yeah, we did a good thing about talking about soft hands and lotion. So I say let's talk about some other hobbies that require lotion and soft hands, video games.
Hey.
Hey, Robert.
Hi.
Can you teach me to football?
I can because I played Madden this week. No, I didn't actually.
I thought you were gonna drop that bomb.
Did I get you excited?
No shit. That's in a fucking football movie. The guy's like, so you ever play quarterback before? And he's like, in Madden.
Robert's got the sports haircut. Okay, he can play any sport he fucking wants to. Colin,
that's true. I'm going to play fencing. No, so Colin, what have you been playing?
Guys, there's a little studio over there in Santa Monica, California. It's called Sony Santa Monica.
What?
And they made a little game called God of War this year. And just recently it's gotten a second life. New Game Plus.
Attaboy
this
Plus.
Game, the Attaboy Plus. And this game is already heavy in my running for Game of the Year this year. It's a fucking great game. It's great gameplay, great story. I mean, anyone who's played the game, you know what I'm talking about. But God bless Cory Barlog over here is like, yeah, I'm gonna bless you all with some New Game Plus. You want to play that? You want to play with your boy again? Let's take the boy on another journey.
No spoilers still, by the way, for me, please.
Oh, you still haven't beaten it yet.
Come on, man. I haven't beaten anything this year.
Don't worry. I'll be very top level. So basically they're like, oh, well, cool, you can play the game, it's harder, blah, blah, blah. No, so they went the extra mile. They were like, yeah, we're going to put a whole new currency in the game that you can grind for, whole new sets of armor that you can grind for. We're going to make the enemies harder, and you can select New Game Plus whenever the hell you want. So you can switch between New Game Plus and going back to your old file from your old save if you want to go back to just your regular game and do any like last minute stuff like getting trophies or any of that you need to do. But yeah, they made it super easy, and they even went as far as changing the animations of some of the enemies and including the Valkyries and make them even fucking harder, from what I understand.
Because that's what this game needed.
Yeah, the Valkyries needed to be even harder after, it took me 40 tries to beat the Moose High Valkyrie.
Spoilers, there's Valkyries.
Yeah, there's Valkyries. But no, I just wanted to give them a shout out because, damn, that game is good. It's still good, and it's still probably top going into this fall. It's still at top of my list for game of the year. I mean, it could change. We got a lot of good shit coming out this fall. But
how fucked is it that you're talking about it like it's an old game already? It's like a brand new fucking game.
It came out yesterday. We've gotten so many fucking games this year. Like, I just got Yakuza Kiwami 2 in the mail yesterday, and I just broke the seal on that. Played about 30 minutes of it. It's more Yakuza. It's great.
Now it's an old game, though. Do you guys remember when Yakuza Kiwami 2 came out?
Oh, yeah, you guys remember. Well,
wow.
It's a remake of 2.
It's still good.
It's still good. I mean, it is a remake, though, to be fair. So technically, it is an old as fuck game.
Yeah, it's a decade-old game and a new engine.
Exactly. But no, if you have God of War laying around and you've been like, man, I really want to journey with my boys some more, go play New Game Plus because it's great.
Wait a second. Hold on. Sorry about Yakuza Kiwami. It's a remake of Yakuza 2?
Yeah. It's a full-blown remake of, it's like the last Kiwami was. It was a remake of 1. So Kiwami 2 is a remake of 2.
I did not realize that Kiwami stands for remake.
Kiwami actually translates to extreme. The word extreme in English. So it's Yakuza Extreme.
Right.
I did not realize that was Yakuza 1 and 2
Yeah, and they've confirmed that they're going to remake 3, 4, and 5, assuming like Kiwami 3, Kiwami 4.
Yeah, they're remastering. Yeah, they're remastering 3, 4, and 5. And apparently, what's super exciting is Sega did a poll and asked a bunch of people like a poll.
Wait, what? A poll. You said Paul. You straight up said Paul.
A poll, like ask you a question and vote.
Oh my gosh! What? You're fucking with me, right? You're seriously fucking with me.
What?
A poll? What? You said a poll.
Yeah.
Paul.
Frankly, I find this whole situation appalling. But
did you not know how you pronounce that?
It's poll.
What are you talking?
It's poll.
It's poll.
It's poll.
It's a poll. Like, let me take a Facebook poll right now.
Is it pronounced Paul or Paul? I don't even believe you, dude.
What the hell? All right, I'm just gonna move on because
what's another word for survey?
Excuse me, Jack. It's survey.
Whatever. I'm just gonna, because the usual argument's gonna be here. I'm gonna say it's been pronounced both ways and whatever. I'm never gonna bother defending.
You seriously say it like Paul? P-O-L-L?
P-O-L, yeah, what do you think? What?
It's poll.
All right, Colin, put another one in the bucket. Colin,
I guess so. Chalk another one up to Colonisms.
All right.
But, oh my God.
I'm Googling this. How do you pronounce poll?
This is crazy. It's poll. Okay.
Anyway.
Moving on, yes.
So, yeah, they basically did a survey of whether or not people would want, like, the other games that haven't previously been released in the West come out here, like Yakuza Ishin, Yakuza Kenshin, I think, whatever, all the stuff that's like old-timey Japan samurai type stuff. So yeah, we have that to look forward to as a possibility, so I'm super excited about that. Yeah, I fucking pronounced the word wrong, didn't I?
I think of the three of us, you're the one most likely to have a Wikipedia page. Comment. And there's going to be like a subreddit on just the words that you say and how you say it.
I am like so very tempted to unplug my mic real quick and just play like both a UK and a US version of poll out loud on my speakers that my mic pick up.
It's a poll. Neither of them are poll. I don't. Okay,
it's a poll. To poll someone.
It's a fucking poll.
I ran a poll, but it is still survey.
North Pole. Yeah, it's poll.
Are you listening right now, Colin? Okay, good.
I'm shocked. Yes. I'm shocked and amazed at these latest developments, man. Unreal.
Oh my God. All right, anyway. I'm an idiot. I get it. Jesus Christ.
I'm not saying you're an idiot. It's just like, wow.
Well, let's take a poll real quick. Is Colin an idiot? Tweet to us. Tweet.
Paul. There's an O there. I've just never heard an O pronounced like an A before. Paul. Like that would be pal.
Let me take a pal real quick here.
Wait, what's a pal? I said, oh my god, I said Paul. It's not like I said it in some outlandish way.
I thought you said Paul. Fuck it.
What did you think I said? I said Paul.
I thought you said Paul. It really sounded like you said Paul.
Like the name
yes.
Paul.
Yes.
No,
Didn't you hear it that way too, Robert?
You said Paul?
Paul.
He's trying to say Paul, but he's really... Robert, didn't you hear Paul? That's what I fucking heard.
I heard Paul.
Guess what? We're recording this, so
I was not
this is
saying...
preserved.
I can say without a doubt that I did not say the name Paul. Okay? Like,
intentionally.
No, yeah.
Intentionally, you didn't say it.
No, okay, sure. But I know the word is P-O-L-L, all right? I know it's not...
Okay.
So, have you played any other games, Colin?
Oh my goodness gracious!
Excuse me,
you guys.
Can I buy a
killing
vowel?
me?
Oh wait, I get it now. Colin, you spell your name C-O-L-L. Paul. It makes sense.
Oh Jesus Christ! My brother's middle name is Paul. All right, I know it's not what I said.
Does he spell
Guess
it
what,
P-O-L-L?
though? Turns out we're recording this and it's going to the internet, so we'll be able to roll back the tape and see what you really said.
Oh my god!
Right.
If you didn't say Paul, I apologize.
I did not say Paul, but okay.
I apologize if that's the case.
I'm gonna move forward.
Yes.
Thanks. I'm gonna talk about games.
Okay.
If I can.
Yep.
I'm gonna talk about Axiom Verge, if that's cool with you guys.
Ooh.
I know I'm
nice.
pronouncing that right. Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
So
game.
Axiom Verge, I actually picked up the Switch version, which apparently is getting pretty hard to find. I picked up the physical cart for the Switch.
Ooh.
Very, very awesome, like Metroidvania type game. That like strong art style, very, very original, like enemy designs and things like that. Very sci-fi. What's that?
The music's great.
Oh yeah, the music is fantastic. It's super atmospheric, and it's like even through those small speakers, the enemies are kind of terrifying. They make really terrifying noises. They come screeching at you and everything. But basically, Axiom Verge is like, I mean, Metroidvania sums it up pretty good. But you get basically you're a scientist dude that wakes up in like this really, I don't know. Have you played it before, Jack?
Oh yeah, I beat it actually. Like
okay.
The week it came out, I played it nonstop. I love that game. I haven't revisited it, but man, I definitely sat there and made sure I binge played it and saw the end of that game.
Yeah, I mean it's super fun. You wake up, you're a dude, you're like a scientist who like wakes up in the middle of this alien base, and you're like, yeah, what the hell happened? And the next thing you got like this gun or something that has like all these different sort of ways you can kill enemies with. Yeah, you get like a spread shot and all that stuff, and the enemy designs are pretty terrifying. Like I don't know why, and I just could be me, but why do the bosses look like anuses?
Yeah, very Geiger-esque.
Like, yeah, it's kind of gross.
Would you say
there's
they're
some fucked up shit?
Are they assholes?
Yeah, I would say so.
Tough to
How
kill.
far are you in the game, like upgrade wise?
I don't think I'm super far. Like I have like the spread shot. I think the last upgrade I got was the lightning.
So you don't have the
lightning.
glitch gun yet, or any the glitch thing?
No,
Oh,
I
dude.
think I just got to the second or third boss.
Okay, bro, the game goes places. It really goes places. I don't want to spoil you, but man,
Gotcha.
it is so worth checking out if no one has yet. It was definitely in my top 10 that year. I think it was 2015 when it came out.
What? Yes, I want to say so. Produced by I'm not sure if Badland Games made the game or if they just ported it to Switch. But that's the name I'm seeing. So the art style, I really love the art style though. The art style is like really strong because the thing about Metroidvania is you get so many that just comes out with like some pixel art type. I don't know. I feel like pixel art's a little overdone by now. I don't know if you guys agree, but I feel like I see it a lot. And
It depends, like, because there's some really high quality pixel art games out there.
oh, I'm not saying there's not. I'm just
Like-
saying I feel like you see it a lot.
Owlboy looks very refreshing. I haven't played it, but like just when you look at it, it's like, ooh,
It's one of those
that's nice.
timeless styles I don't think I'll ever get sick of, to be honest.
No, me neither. I really like the way of like Dead Cells, for example, looks. I really love the way that game looks. Yeah. But this game, like it almost looks like it. Aside from the parallax scrolling that happens in some levels, it looks like it could genuinely be running on the NES. That's what I like about it. But like when you see the enemy sprites, they're huge. Like the boss sprites and everything else, they're massive, and there's a lot of animation going on. They have like a lot of points of articulation. And yeah, it's a tough ass game, but it's fun, and it's not too long of a game. You could probably run through it. I don't know, how long did it take you to beat it, Jack?
I remember it being like 15, 20 hours, man.
Ooh,
it was substantial.
That long?
It was longer than I expect. Now, again, this is 3 years ago, but I definitely remember it being longer than I thought it would be. But I enjoyed it. Now, let me ask you: have you gotten to areas yet where the it might even be during boss fights, but where the camera like pans out? Has that happened yet?
Oh no, I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh my gosh, dude! Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry. It does some really crazy, unexpected shit.
Man, Jack, it sounds like you're on the Axiom Verge of spoiling it.
I mean, I am kind of. I'm sorry. I'm excited about the game. I can't wait for you to get further in it. We can talk more about it. It's a great game. If I had time, I would replay that game for sure. But I still haven't beat Hollow Knight or Dead Cells or anything like that. So
there's no shortage of good Metroidvanias out there, but I think this is up there. This is one of the better ones.
Dude, the Switch is like so becoming the spot for indie games.
Oh, it totally is. That Nindies showcase we had the other day with Into the Breach getting announced, especially Transistor and Bastion getting announced. I thought I was super excited about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like one of the best consoles I think of all time at this point, just based on the games it can play, man. It can run anything almost at this point.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the really weird things we're getting, like, oh, hey, like Saints Row the Third's coming to Switch, guys.
That's crazy.
like it's so weird.
But at the same time, though, back in the day, you would never have thought like, oh man, Saints Row, that's coming to a Nintendo console, right? Like back in the Wii U era.
Yeah, that's true.
Or even like a full-fledged, like that's considered a AAA game, right? When it came out, like to have that in handheld form and not lose any fidelity from a visual standpoint, that's a pretty cool achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for GTA 5 to like come to Switch so it can sell millions more copies on the Switch too.
And stay in the top 10 selling in the UK for the next 10 years.
Yeah, forever.
Shit.
That game's never going to not sell. It's going to be selling until the fucking day we die.
Yeah, I don't even think Red Dead 2 is going to like break the records that GTA did.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
They're going to send GTA, like, discs of GTA, like, in the mail with samples of Tide and fucking...
Yep.
Fucking, like, Windows 95 install discs.
Oh, my God. Dude, yeah, it totally is, though, too. But anyway, yeah, if you guys have a Switch, need something to play, Axiom Verge is a great game, so go check it out. It's also available on Vita, PS4, a whole slew of other platforms.
Yeah, it is the shit, indeed.
It's available on Amazon Alexa as well, from what I heard.
I fucking hope so.
Hey, they have one of those with screens on them now, so
yeah, the Amazon
kind of hard to joke about that
or something.
Oh yeah,
something.
That's true. I'm sure
Amazon. It was the Amazon Show, I think it was, or something. I don't know.
Hey Jeff, sponsor us.
Skyrim's got fucking Alexa support now for fucking.
Yeah, Amazon sponsor us.
Sponsor us, Jeff. Hey Jack, what have you been playing?
Oh boy, I don't know how long we're going to talk about this, but this is a doozy, guys. This week, I decided to pick up Crane Game Toreba. Are you familiar with this game?
What the fuck? What were those words that you just came
Crane Game? I might be saying the name wrong. Crane Game Toreba. I think
did you say Paul?
No.
No, that's a great sounding game.
So came out, I guess, July 20th, 2013, but it's just now starting to gain some momentum, and it's on iOS. And
so this is a
game. Yes, this is a game where you control a literal crane, you know, those crane arm, machines
I'm looking at it right now.
in Japan. It's like camera fed. It's like a live feed you're seeing, and you control it from your phone. And if you win the fucking prize, they fucking mail it to you, dude. It's fucking awesome.
Wait.
Yes.
I don't quite understand. Wait, run it by me again? I don't
It's
quite
a
understand.
crane game on demand.
Let me tell him. So it's a crane. It's a crane game. Okay. In Japan, the machines are in Japan.
Oh,
there are live stream cameras that let you view the machine, but from your phone, you're controlling the crane, like where it goes, left or right, and then backwards or forwards. Then you decide when it goes down. Do you get what I'm talking about?
Okay, I follow.
And then if you win the prize, you know how you're a carnival, you normally just get the teddy bear or whatever. Well, if you win this in this app on your phone, they mail you the teddy bear from Japan.
Yo, that's for free?
Well, it's not a free game, but
it does say free of shipping.
Yeah, they don't charge
free shipping
though. But it is a kind of expensive game actually because it's going by yen, so 1,000 yen's $1, and typically it will be 2,000 a game. So different prices are different rates.
Wait, it's 2,000 yen per game. That's like $20.
Yeah. No, it's $2, isn't it?
$2 it would be 200 yen. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then maybe it's 2,000 points, and like 1,000 points are $1.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what they do. So it's about some games are $2, some games are $5, dude. Depends on the prize.
So do people win this game frequently, or?
I mean, I've seen several people. I only had when you sign up, they'll give you free 5 plays. Free 5 free plays. Holy crap! I'm breaking now. Fuck the podcast. Yeah, but they'll give you 5 free plays, and I didn't win anything, but I got so close that I actually thought about spending money. They almost got me. Yeah.
Ooh.
Because you see it dangling there, you're like, I can get it. I just need one more. You know.
So did they have like machines dedicated to this game?
Yes. They have machines fucking dedicated to just this game.
Okay, because it sounds like to me they would just have even more room to rig this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see how you. I mean, it's just as fair as any other crane game, which usually isn't. You know, the odds are not in your favor.
They're not even remotely fair.
Yeah.
Nope.
So, but people do win. I have seen people win. It is possible. But I'm sure, you know, it's been around for 5 years at least, and it's been profitable the whole time. So I'm sure they're making more money than they're, you know, spending.
Right.
But I think it's a genius idea, and it was fun, and the music was great, and I actually felt like I was at a Japanese carnival doing it. So it was a good time.
So can I ask, are the prizes really just like stuffed animals and that kind of stuff? Or was there anything you saw that was like, ooh, hold on?
I mean, they had the dual splatties. Is that what they're called from Splatoon?
Oh, okay. Like
they had those. That was pretty cool. Yeah. They had, and then a lot of, you know, your requisite like handbags, purses. They had tons of Pikachu shit, stuffed animals. I was going for this squirrel helicopter toy for my cat to fuck with. That's what I was trying to get.
Now, see, this sounds like to me, I wonder if they're going to do the same thing for pachinko machines over in Japan.
I think this is definitely going to be a theme here. I think where they're going to live stream and let you play from your phone. It's kind of sad though. Like usually you go out to a carnival and play. Now they're just putting it in your hand. It's just one other thing that you know your phone does instead of actually you doing it in real life.
Here, you want to play a Metal Gear Solid 3 pachinko machine, and then we'll mail you the winnings?
Dude,
you know, how much you want to bet that really exists? I mean, there's probably like pachinko games already on your phone.
Oh, I thought you meant the Metal Gear Solid 3 pachinko. I was like, yeah, that's a thing.
No. I'm talking about pachinkos on your phone.
I'm sure it is. And I'm sure they're finding ways to do like fucking skee ball and all that shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, the pachinko addiction in Japan is real. So I wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah.
Same.
Robert, talk about games.
Yeah, okay, sure. I've been playing a Metal Gear Solid 3 pachinko machine in Japan. No, I'm kidding. So I've been playing Rise of the Tomb Raider. Is that the right one? The second one? Yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider. So with Shadow of the Tomb Raider coming out in like 2 weeks, I decided like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to buy it day one, but let's see if Rise of the Tomb Raider can convince me, because you can get that game for pretty cheap now, like $20 or less for the whole, like, all the DLC and everything, because that game's been out for technically 3 years, but it was only out on the Xbox for like the first half a year, so it was kind of like, is it really out?
Man,
remember that timed exclusivity killed.
Dude, it's been 3 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, but like Colin said, that timed exclusivity kind of killed it, because I remember I loved the first Tomb Raider, like the first reboot.
Me too. I loved it.
That was like a lot of fun. But then with the time exclusive thing, I kind of like completely forgot that, oh, they're making more of the Tomb Raiders.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that they even announced Shadow, because they royally fucked Rise of the Tomb Raider over. Not only the timed exclusivity, but it came out the same day as Fallout 4.
Yeah.
The same day. But
I guess they made enough money somehow, or Square Enix is just a mega corporation that they were able to push out they were able to make Crystal Dynamics push out a new Tomb Raider game. So from what I've seen of the new one, I was kind of like, well, maybe I'll get back into it. So I tried out Rise, and I'm having fun with it. I'm like 13, 14 hours in, but I've gotten to the point where everything you do, I'm like, oh, I remember doing that in Uncharted.
No shit.
It's Uncharted Light.
Did you say you're 13, 14 hours in?
Yeah, so I'm pretty close to the end, I think. And, you know, I mean, the game is still fun, but it's still very much like, oh, yeah, I remember when you could throw a grappling hook at a thing and use it to swing on a rope, like in Uncharted.
Are there more actual tombs to raid in this one? That was the big complaint for the first game.
Yeah, there are 9 tombs in this one, not including DLC. There's like
T-Rex?
Oh, shit.
What was that, Jet?
Is there a T-Rex?
I haven't run into one yet.
Oh,
I've run into something kind of like it. But I guess I shouldn't spoil it.
Okay. It's
but yeah,
game.
I mean, yeah, no, the game is still a lot of fun though, and I'm definitely trying to only use the bow and arrow, just to kind of make the game feel a little bit less like Uncharted, because you can get normal guns too, but it's like then you might as well call her Nathan Drake, you know what I mean? And they also give you a ton of upgrades that just like focus on the bow and arrow and make that thing so powerful to use that you're kind of like, yeah, I should be using that. Why would I use anything else? But I'm finding a hard time like getting into the story and caring and feeling like, oh man, I feel bad for Lara Croft. It's just kind of like all the acting feels a little flat and forced, and none of the story hooks are like interesting. They're just oh yeah, wait, hold on. You guys have played through like Uncharted 1, 2, 3, or at least 2 and 3?
I've played all the Uncharteds, so
Jack?
Uncharted, I played a crap load of 2. I beat 2 all the way. I got really far in 3. I think I beat 3 actually. I beat 3, and then I am in the middle of 4.
Okay, so let me tell you like the quick plot synopsis of Tomb Raider, and tell me when it sounds like Uncharted to you. There is an ancient artifact of some kind in a random remote location.
Check.
And you're at first you're just trying to find it, and then when you find it, you find out it's being guarded by an ancient supernatural guard that no one knew about until you get close to this artifact.
Like the purple guys at the end of Uncharted 2.
Exactly.
Right.
Literally the exact same thing. And I'm just like, come on, guys. Like it's kind of blatant at this point.
Okay.
So
right. It's just so like, I feel like that story style is just like, it's the same thing, like almost every game. I just recently finished Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which I can talk about that later. But it's basically more. I mean, there's not really much to tell though. That's kind of why I haven't talked about it, because it's just more Uncharted. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I fucking love Uncharted, and it's just
I don't know, man. It's getting a little long in the tooth, isn't it? It's time to switch it up.
I think that's why they're kind of done with it though for a while.
I think 4 did a good job though, because 4 wasn't the whole like, oh no, supernatural bad guys all of a sudden.
That's true.
They told a different story, which I liked in 4, but I also agree that was a good way to kind of put an end on the Nathan Drake story for a while, right?
Yeah, and I think they did a way better job in 4, like kind of interconnecting all of the characters, like the characters that are like opposite you that you're competing with to race against time to get to the secret city or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's another thing in Tomb Raider, by the way. There's an opposing paramilitary force of some kind.
Of course, there always is,
and they're
you gotta
racing,
have somebody to kill.
They're racing to get the artifact as well,
as you do.
Right. And every single freaking Uncharted game, it's like, oh, insert generic Russian villain here is out to get thingy to go to place and becomes uber powerful or uber rich.
The leader of that paramilitary corps is literally named Constantine in Tomb Raider, but he doesn't have a Russian accent.
Oh my god!
It's on the nose at every beat, and I'm just like, this game did not win any awards for its story, that's for sure.
But it's fucking gorgeous to look at.
It's pretty. And it's fun.
It's a pretty game.
It's fun. It's fun to play it still. I will give it that. It's like,
and it runs satisfying. Like a dream. It runs like a dream on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you a damn character other than Lara Croft herself from the first game.
Laura. People get fucked up.
Lara, yeah, I know. There's no
people get fucked up about Laura if you say that.
Lara Croft.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think this is gonna sell me on buying Shadow of the Tomb Raider day one. I mean, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, it looks gorgeous for sure. Like all the trailers for it look really pretty. But I can't help but shake the feeling that it just kind of looks like it's Uncharted 5, I guess.
So could you say it's Shadow of the Uncharted?
Fuck all your puns today, guys. Fuck. Here's the thing that gives me dissonance. Listen, guys, this is the thing that fucks me up about Tomb Raider now. It's like, I don't know if I buy it, and I also don't know if I enjoy just the thought of Lara Croft being a fucking like homicidal maniac that just slaughters people left and right. And like this third game is where she becomes the true Tomb Raider, right? And like, or she already did that, but now she's like, this is how I fuck shit up as the Tomb Raider now. I don't know. It just bugs me. And it always bugged me in Uncharted too. Like, it just gives me dissonance. Like, you murder how many fucking people in those games? And they're supposed to be like likable, like relatable people. And they're fucking homicidal maniacs.
Yeah, and then like, mom name's Nathan Drake. Insert quip here.
I at least kind of like Nathan Drake for that though. Like, Lara doesn't even make a quip. She's just like, I'm here for the thing. Can you point me to the thing? I don't trust your people yet, but can you point me to the thing?
It's extra gory.
This fucking sucks.
And it's gratuitous, too. Do you remember that fucking death scene where you're, like, going down the river rapids or whatever in the first Tomb Raider, and then she gets, like, stuck in the fucking neck by a giant, like, tree branch splinter shit?
It's like Dead Space.
That's way too much, dude, for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. Fuck my life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At least in, like, The Last of Us and all that stuff, at least it's sort of justified and you're not even killing humans the entire time. But, like, I get it's supposed to be, like, over-the-top Indiana Jones type action. And, I mean, Indiana Jones did kill quite a few people and knock the people the fuck out. But, like, not to the degree that, you know, Nathan Drake does it. I mean, fuckers, like, mass murdering 30, 40 people at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, granted they're trying to kill him, but still, you get the point.
So, I don't know, guys. Shadow Tomb Raider may not be great if Rise of the Tomb Raider didn't really do much for me, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So let me ask you. So I think you said this already. Sorry, but you're not going to play the next one day one?
No, not day one. No. I mean, and that's also like a week after Spider-Man. So for me, I'm like, well, probably going to be playing a bunch of Spider-Man.
No shit.
You got to mass web sling people instead of mass kill people.
Right, but Spider-Man doesn't kill. Just like in Arkham City, Arkham Knight, where when you run people over with your Batmobile, they don't die.
They don't?
No. You just knocked them out.
Well, no, have you guys ever played that game?
I need to play more of it.
When you get the tank and you're not actually killing people?
Yeah, no, you're in a tank and you only kill other fucking like unmanned
tanks,
drone tanks.
Right.
And on top of that, when you run into people like fucking 60, 80 miles per hour in your Batmobile, they bounce off your car and they get tased, which knocks them out. And they don't die.
So dumb. That's just how they have to get around that fucking stupid rule.
Yeah, they were literally on the cutting room floor for that game. You're like, okay, guys, how the fuck do we do this without killing people?
Seriously.
They're like, shit, we have to do this without killing people.
Taser,
is Arkham Knight really badass?
Arkham Knight, I fell off
spoilers.
from the Arkham stories, right? Because I played Asylum and City. Then I played Origins, even though that one's kind of like not made by Rocksteady. And then I didn't play Arkham Knight. I remember there was some kind of controversy with it or something, and I was like, whatever.
The PC version is utter shite.
Yeah, PC version was borked to hell.
I went through all that bullshit. I had to get the refund. Yeah,
that's right. That was like one of the first major games that came out when Steam rolled out the refund thing. That's right. So I eventually played the PC version like a year ago, so a while after it came out, and it was patched enough to run. And it's good. I mean, it's a good Arkham game. The story's kind of weird though. Even for like a Batman game, it's kind of like,
The combat is still excellent. I mean, I think still Arkham Asylum is the best one to me. And I still think that it's one of the best video game intros ever. And also one of the best, just probably top 100 video games all time for me. Easily, I could say top 100.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like, I will say, I'm not a big Batman fan by any means. Like, I could give a fuck less. Or couldn't give a fuck less. But Batman Arkham Asylum was awesome. I actually played all the way through that. Yeah.
And can we talk about too how the Arkham series did something that I think should be employed in video games more often, but especially when they're their story sequences, right? When you're looking at something and then like something goes out of frame, and then when you turn around to look at it again, it changes. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of stuff.
Yep. I think so, yeah.
That game does that so well to really sell a story to you, and I love it when they do that.
Let me ask you another random question. Has nothing to do with shit. But if you guys had to pick between getting Spider-Man on PS4 for free or getting a year of PS Plus, what would you do?
Spider-Man.
Okay, settled.
There you go. Spider-Man. No debate.
I mean, you don't need that PS Plus to play Spider-Man, my dude.
Seriously. Yeah, it's not a multiplayer game yet. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, do you guys want to shift over and talk about some news? Yeah, this is my jam. Keep going, Jack.
Welcome to the news.
All right, let's start it off with something crazy. Taxi. Hey, so Riot Games. I hear that you got shat on by Kotaku a couple weeks ago. And so what Riot did today, August 28, was publish a post on their Who We Are page. Basically as I think they're trying to apologize for their culture. That's what I think they're trying to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it I don't know about you guys, but to me it feels a lot like when Philip Mewson quote unquote apologized for plagiarizing, where he didn't.
So it's a non-apology, you would say?
Yeah, like I don't know. To me, it's not necessarily a non-apology. Like, they're saying the right things, but to me, it comes off as like, when that article was published, all the higher-ups were like, shit.
I mean, they didn't have a fucking choice, though, I will say. Like, they didn't have a choice. Right.
I mean, this is the path to go, but it still feels like some PR person was like, well, this is what you have to say.
Oh, 100%. That's exactly what this is.
Instead of them feeling like, man, we have been shitty people, we should change.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly what this is. But the problem is, like, they were caught I mean, I don't think there was any conceivable way to, like, get out of that.
This is the bro culture story, right?
The whole misogyny and sexism in Riot Games culture.
Yeah.
Right. What was it? A dozen cases or something like that of anonymous cases?
A few more than a dozen. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, might have been closer to 20. But yeah, like Kotaku ripped the fucking Band-Aid off these guys and like just tore them open. So the way they're approaching this, there's an article up on IGN right now, and with quotes from their apology to the female colleague sitting near me, either looked around comfortable, blah, blah, blah. But no, where's the main statement? Oh, yeah. So here's the quote from the IGN article from Riot Games. So for the past 3 weeks, we've been focused on listening and learning. As a company, we're used to patching problems ASAP, but this patch will not happen overnight.
That was a funny one, guys.
That's not like a good place to joke. I mean, who wrote that?
It's a really shitty joke.
Yeah, it's terrible. So we will weave this change into our cultural DNA and leave no room for sexism or misogyny. Inclusivity, diversity, respect, and equality are all non-negotiable.
LOL.
While there is much to improve, there is a tremendous amount of good at Riot that will drive this change. This is our top priority until we get it right. End quote.
Yeah, and then after that, they break it down into like, to rioters, contractors, former rioters, and past contractors, we're sorry.
We're sorry.
Whoa, what?
No, seriously, we're sorry. We're sorry.
Who the fuck got fired then? Who got fired?
No one. No one got fired for the shit. This is just them saying, we're sorry.
Wow.
To players and fans, past and present, we're humbled by the time you've spent with us. Cool. That's great and all. I mean, you're still making millions of dollars off this game somehow. And then, I love this. To people considering a career at Riot, we understand if you have some doubt or hesitation, but we need you now more than ever. Because building Riot wasn't easy, rebuilding it won't be either. It's like, dude, come on. Like, good luck getting any young, upstanding woman to actually apply to your career at Riot.
This is not how you fucking do this. I mean, no. I know that as a PR student. Like, wow, okay.
Nah, this is just, I mean, and the thing is, though, it's like who's getting fired is what Jack was saying. And this problem was so strongly strewn throughout the entire company.
It sounds systemic, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that like I don't think there's any one person to fire. I think you would be fucking firing half the company at that rate.
Truly, literally rebuilding from scratch.
Right, exactly. So this is just, I don't know. It feels fake. I mean, I can't really think of it like. How would you guys think they should go about this? Like, I don't know how you would even begin with this big of a problem, honestly. You know,
honestly, there isn't really a good way to clean this up, right? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Culture, yeah. I mean, you have to be willing to do what doesn't sound like they're willing to do, which you need sweeping changes. You need, and there needs to be people that do not work there.
Yeah.
Anymore.
And I don't know.
Exactly.
So they laid out like the steps they want to take. They want to expand their culture, diversity, and inclusivity initiative because they are, quote, all committed to keeping the best parts of today's Riot, like our focus on player empathy, while tirelessly looking toward the future. And I'm like, bullshit, player empathy. You just want to put on worlds and make a lot of money off of watching a bunch of Koreans play against each other.
Exactly. Let me ask you. So they're basically admitting fault. They're basically saying everything in those claims are true.
Yes.
So it sounds like.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think, from what I'm reading here in this article, they're not refuting it in any sort of way. It's more so like, okay, here's what we're doing, and that's kind of leaning towards what they have to do. It's just really PR sounding and kind of scummy. It's just, well, I don't know. It sounds very dishonest, I guess. But I don't know if there was any way to avoid that.
And I guess the hardest thing for them is like, by God, they're trying, and I'll give them that. Like, Riot's trying, right? But from what came out from that Kotaku report, like, the kind of people that have now, like, the picture painted in my mind of the kind of people that work at Riot are not the people who will change just because people found out that, you know, they do the things they do.
Yeah, Robert, yeah, you hit it right on the head. I think maybe they just need to get, like, who owns Riot? It's Tencent, right? So maybe they need to come in and do. I mean, I think Tencent's going to come in and just wreck them.
I don't think at all. No, Tencent.
You don't think so?
They don't give a shit. They're in China. Why would they care about what some dumb American liberals
I don't
think?
know. They're gonna have to. I mean, if they're gonna fix this, though, they're gonna have to get to the heart of the problem and figure out exactly what the fuck. You know, they're probably gonna have to chop somebody's head. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, look, I'll start believing it. Oh, also, they published this on August 29, not 28. My bad. But I'll believe it when I stop seeing all these skins for all the female heroes. Just like, look at my big titties while I shoot you with my guns. Look at my curved ass. Like, that's all the female skins are at this point. You know, it's like, and then all the guy skins are like, I'm a masculine, manly man, but I'm also from China, or I'm from Mexico. You know, it's like, it just feels very, it's that typical RPG trope of less armor is more armor on women. Am I right? Haha. And I don't know, this company just feels like dead on the kind of company that would make a ton of female skins that are very, you know, showy.
Right. I don't know. It's just this is just something we're gonna have to follow in the days to come. This is just it's a ginormous mess. And honestly, I haven't read too much into it in terms of like actual player community like feedback to all of this happening. I can't imagine it's pretty. Can't imagine the League of Legends Reddit's too good. You know, can't imagine the forums are too great.
Well, the League subreddit is just busy talking about who's OP and what esports play was the biggest that week. So, I mean, you know, they're fine.
Oh, okay. So I guess they don't really care that the people that makes their game.
No, I'm making light of it.
Like pieces of
they do. Back when that report first came out on Kotaku, there were a ton of threads of allegedly former rioters and current rioters talking about this.
Oh boy.
And then also fans, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know, but I definitely feel like at some point some careers are going to be ruined because of this. I mean, there's going to have to be some money thrown around to shut some people up, you know.
Yeah.
The worse this gets. But
so quick news story here. Last week, there were some rumors about Xbox All Access being a thing. And that has been made official. So now up until I think the end of the year, you can get an Xbox One X and Microsoft Game Pass and Games with Gold for 2 years for $35 a month.
Yeah, I saw this story actually right when I think it was still a rumor, but turns out it is true. But I mean, they were talking about, I don't know if you guys remember this, like way back in the day, like way back in like 2012 or before, they were talking about a potential subsidy, right? So to make people have the Xbox One, the original one, you know, at a monthly price. I remember that a long time ago. That never came to fruition, but I think we're seeing that now.
Yeah, they did it for 360 though, didn't they? Because I was reading that they did run some sort of service. So yeah, it sounds like a pretty decent deal. I think Robert, you ended up running the rough math, right? It comes out that it's a little bit cheap, actually cheaper than buying all that stuff up front.
On average about $20 cheaper to do this monthly thing. Then because like if we're talking about price to price, right? Like if you buy an Xbox One X up front and you pay for 2 years of Games with Gold up front, and then you pay for 24 months of Game Pass at $10 a month, that comes up to $20 more than paying $35 a month for this complete package.
But also you have to ding your credit for this shit too.
Yes. So that's worth noting. So it's not like, you know, anyone can walk into a Microsoft store and be like, yeah, one Xbox, please, for $35 a month. No, they end up dinging your credit, and which can potentially lower your credit score.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you're a teenage kid with no sort of credit history, thinking that they're going to walk in there and just, you know, use your part-time job money for an Xbox One X every month, sorry, man. Sorry to break it to you.
Yeah, yeah. If you make $40 a month, you're still not going to be able to afford an Xbox.
No. And it kind of sucks, but it's worth noting, though.
For sure.
It's novel, and you got to wonder if I think if anyone would follow suit, it'd be Sony. I don't see Nintendo ever doing anything like this, but I kind of doubt Sony would even do it. But it'd be interesting to see, if this brings the boost in sales that they're hoping for.
Maybe
it's tempting for me though, for sure.
No,
I don't know if I'll get approved though.
It's making me think about getting an Xbox One X actually, because I kind of want to buy one now that we have a 4K TV.
Yeah, 4K TV. I think if you have HDR, like it's definitely a thing. Xbox One X is also the best version of Dark Souls remastered, so keep that in mind. And yeah, I love it. I mean, I'm glad I got it. I was lucky enough to get my console at $400.
Nice.
So yeah, and so I got some good deals on that. But it's a great console, guys. I don't know. I can't recommend it, enough. Here's the thing that sucks about it, though. It's the most powerful console ever made. Still, the menus that plagued the original Xbox One are still choppy and slow and mushy.
Maybe one day they'll get it right.
I want to punch whoever designed that.
The worst UI,
so bad.
Worst front end UI in any console, I think, ever. It's really bad.
Same.
It's just, the UI is just so awful. I don't understand it, and it's just like it's strewn with advertisements, and it's terrible to navigate. Like I couldn't, dude. It took me 10 minutes to figure out how to fucking navigate the dashboard one day when I was just trying to find Netflix.
It's just to play a Blu-ray, you have to install an app. What kind of horseshit is that?
That's
so terrible. Yeah, you have to install an app to play a fucking CD too.
Hey, but you'll see it in 4K. That's what matters, right? Hey,
I can see sounds.
Speaking of fucking 4K, did you guys see that Cyberpunk gameplay?
Oh, it's so good.
Shit.
Oh, it looks so good.
Dude.
It gave me a little bit of a half chub.
I'm skeptical.
Really?
I don't remember seeing any loading whatsoever.
Same.
If the game is truly that, dude, if you say same one more time,
same.
Gosh, unreal. Drink, right? But if it truly is that seamless, then that's awesome. But I don't even I even see the loading in GTA and stuff. Like it's pretty obviously when they're actually loading up shit.
May I point out to you, The Witcher 3 never loaded except for when you fast travel or died.
All right. Well, hey, more power to him. I hope so. I think it'll look great on the 1080 Ti. But
the camera never budges in God of War.
I haven't seen a demo this cool since the canceled Prey 2 demo.
Yeah.
Which was fucking incredible.
That demo, I was blown away. Like, I was a little, I will say, like, the first few minutes, like, it's a 48-minute long demo. First few minutes where they're, like, showing a little bit of gameplay and stuff, destructible environments. Like, okay, this is kind of cool. I like the atmosphere. The characters seem pretty cool. And then they get outside, and then they're, like, exploring the city. They're like, yeah, this is a living, breathing world. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, that was, I think that's the first time I've seen in a video game. I was like, fuck. Like, I feel like I am actually in a place that exists. Like, it felt real. I've never felt that before. No,
I agree with you. There's so many NPCs there. The world is... like, and they all have their own day-to-day schedules, if that's to be believed as well, like, Skyrim and Oblivion and stuff. And I remember I saw the influences are abound. I mean, I see elements of Dread, that movie with Carl Urban in it. Mm-hmm. I see elements of Blade Runner, certainly. And, like, the game is just fucking raw. I mean, like... they don't flinch at all. You know what I mean? They're showing body parts. There's like human trafficking elements in there. There's like body harvesting elemts in there.
It's straight dirty. It's grimy.
There's straight up nudity and shit. Like early on, like I was like, wow, they are not pulling anything. I mean, I really hope the best for them, but I am also kind of worried about the fact that it's 100%. Well, not 100%, but most of the time you're first person as well, and they're really, there's a lot of gun mechanics there, and so I don't know that CD Projekt Red is really known for their gun mechanics gameplay. So, to be determined if that works out.
What I like though is that demo showed there's guns and all that, but they showed a lot of RPG feeling mechanics. To me, it still felt more predominantly an RPG than a shooter, kind of like Deus Ex Human Rev. It felt more like, your character has a list of skills rather than a list of guns.
Like Fallout 3 is a RPG first and foremost. And if you look at a screenshot though, you're like, oh, this might be like Call of Duty. And if you're expecting gunplay like that, hell no. You know what I mean? And I'm worried this is going to be like that more. Like I think if you're leaning so heavily on gunplay, I hope it feels really good.
The gunplay reminded me of gosh, what's that game? Bulletstorm. Bulletstorm. It kind of reminded me of Bulletstorm a little bit.
There's parts of that area.
Yeah, because it kind of had that arcadey feel when like you would hit enemies, you see the numbers go up and all that. I love that shit, by the way. I love just seeing numbers and like how much damage I'm dealing. And
hey, Anthem, what's up, Anthem?
Yeah, I do. I really like that stuff. Just like all the status bars and how they justify it with like you having basically like augmented reality vision and shit. Like I thought it was cool. I thought it was awesome.
And the second I saw, like, Jack, I'll agree with you that at first when I was watching, I was like, oh, there's a lot of guns. Like, I hope guns aren't like, I hope the gunplay's good because of how much they're leaning on it. But then when I saw V pick up that gun that just shoots around corner, like it basically locks onto targets, and then you don't really need to aim directly
the ricochet
at them.
Gun, yeah.
Well, not even the ricochet gun, but the one where the bullets literally like curve around to hit them.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right. Like when I saw that, then I was like, okay, they're not, I mean, like they are leaning into gunplay, but there's still very much RPG elements to this.
You know, right. They pulled some like Wanted type shit. They're like, yeah, you could curve the fucking trajectory of the bullet. I was like,
around Angelina Jolie and Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I was like, dude, and then like they showed us at the end that you could do like free running elements and shit. You could like dodge in midair and shit. I'm like, what? This is so cool.
It just looks like one of the most badass games I've ever seen in my life. Like I'm just hoping for the best, but I'm like skeptically optimistic.
See, what I find funny is like my response when the trailer played at E3 was like, I don't give a shit. But you two were like, oh, fuck yeah, like Cyberpunk. Yeah. But now that I'm actually seeing gameplay, now I'm in. Now I get it. Now I am being sold.
Even if I didn't see I was already sold when I found out, honestly, like early on when I found out the CD Projekt Red was making a Cyberpunk game, I was like, I'm buying that, absolutely. So easy sell for me.
Yeah, just everything, the storytelling, the voice. I mean, some people were a little iffy on the voice acting of like the main characters, Jackie and V.
Yeah, I can see that.
There was a little iffy, but I guess a lot of people gave them feedback about that, so they're probably gonna end up changing it. They said a lot of the stuff though that we saw in the demo is subject to change.
So this game is at least 2 years off, right?
At least they did like a week ago. They did say, "Hey, Cyberpunk 2077 is now playable from start to finish." Like if they were to give you the copy they have right now, you could get to an ending, but like, who's to say that all the assets are there? Who's to say they're not going to tweak things, story changes, you know, all that stuff. But like,
right
at the very least,
I'm just curious how big the freaking world is in this game. Like how much beyond that city street did we see that we can actually explore?
Night City, is there another city as well?
Yeah, I love how they're going out of their way not to show this city at night yet though. Because I feel like there's going to be some twist or they're just going to fucking blow. Of course, it's going to be amazing and neon everywhere, and the color palette's going to fucking blow your mind on an HDR TV. Like, it's going to be insane, like seeing Night City at night. But they have something up their sleeve. I guarantee it. They're going to be like, at night the entire city changes and shit like that. Like, it's going to be cool.
Here's the thing, right? Is that we saw essentially a 48-minute long gameplay trailer, right? That was narrated, by the way, by one of the most smug fucking voices I've ever heard.
That was a strange choice creatively.
Like his voice was pretty much just like, he was saying the things he said, but he was also saying, we already know you're going to be buying this game because you're a fucking slave to our name. And we just know what's going to make your brain tick because you're a gamer. But look at this. It's cool, right? Like, that's basically all his voice was.
Yeah. But, welcome to Cyberpunk 2077, where we're going to just take your money now.
Yeah. He just opens up. Thanks for your $60. Welcome to our Cyberpunk 2077 demo.
Slide your debit card directly into the CD tray now.
Yep. So we saw essentially a 48-minute gameplay trailer. That's long, right? For a trailer. Usually we see like 5, maybe 15 minutes tops of gameplay for a game. We don't even have a release date. I'm willing to bet we saw less than like 0.5% of this game.
Yeah. I mean, so
totally.
Am I understanding you correctly as well in that their content complete now?
I mean, can't even say that. All we can say is that you can play the game from, like, there is an end state now. Like, they have built an end state.
Okay.
Right, it's not anywhere close. Let's not get it twisted. It's not anywhere close to like going gold or anything like that.
Spoilers, there's a new game plus, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. Cyberpunk 2078. That's new game plus.
Yeah, but CD, I don't know. If I were other, like, when I found out this game, or when I find out that this game is coming out, if I'm the other publishers in the industry, I'm like kind of trembling in my boots a little. I'm like, geez, oh my God, they're so ballsy. They did this. They did a 48-minute long.
I mean, they're coming for the throne, right? Like, this is a direct threat to Watch Dogs 3 or, you know, whatever fucking Ubisoft is doing. I'm sure
yeah, dude. Like, everyone's like,
this.
Well,
everyone's like, fuck.
How much you want to bet when this game is finally in our hands in 2025 that people are going to post YouTube videos of like, you remember this trailer they showed in 2018? Here's a direct comparison, right? Like,
right on when we played on our PS5s,
right? Just like what they did with that initial Watch Dogs trailer at E3 and then the final product.
What I remember is the Killzone 2 trailer from E3 2005 that was shown on the PS3, and it was so awesome that no one even could believe that that was actual true gameplay. It's kind of funny to go back and watch that now, and yeah, it is impressive, but at the same time, like, we play games that look like that or better, like, on a daily basis now. Yep. And, you know, 13 years ago, no one even believed that was remotely possible, so it's kind of crazy.
Same. I kind of want to end...
He said it again.
What?
Same.
So I kind of want to end the show on a little bit of a somber note here, because there's no way we can't talk about this on a video game news show. So there was an esports event that happened August 27, 2 days ago, on a Monday. I guess 3 days ago now. There was a Madden NFL 19 tournament in Jacksonville, Florida. And at some point, one of the competitors who lost the game opened fire with a gun. And eventually he killed two people, Elijah Clayton and Taylor Robertson, both of them participators in the tournament. Like, they are esports athletes. They're now dead because of this guy. And then he shot himself at the end. It's a shitty thing.
What, man? It's terrible, and it's just it's as shitty as it is to say. It's like, it's the fucking state of this country right now. You know, it's like, that's shit that happens, and it was only a matter of fucking time before this sort of thing invaded video games, of all things. You know, and I mean, there's not really much to be said about this sort of thing. You know, other than I hope this fucking dude who did this rots. Like, I mean, this dude is not a good person for what he did.
Yeah. Sadly, it is. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to be said. And, like, I mean, if you're the type of person that, you know, would do this sort of tragic thing over losing a game, then, I mean, I don't think you deserve to be here, to be frank. So,
yeah, sadly, this is like the state of, you know, politics in this country right now. And I don't want to get too much into politics or anything like that, but man, it just really feels a little more close to home, because it's like in the gaming community, you know, whether or not you like Madden, who gives a shit? You know, these are like people that play video games professionally and, you know, devote their lives to it. And I love going out to social, you know, functions like you guys are going to PAX here, which is, you know, and I know that they released a statement, you know, addressing this.
Yeah.
And then
they did.
Yeah, yep. And then we're talking about going to the Portland Retro Game Festival next month, 2 or 2 months from now. And, you know, it's something that unfortunately needs to be brought up when a large group of people are, you know, in video games or outside anywhere, a large group of people are gathering together. You know, security is a primary concern. So, you know, I hate saying like, oh, thoughts and prayers and stuff, like thoughts and prayers. Like, there's been enough of that. But I mean, I really just want to focus more on like the community coming together and the way that everyone has responded. And, you know, it's definitely made me feel closer to the video game community, just kind of, you know, nationwide. I've seen some really good responses. I've seen some really good insights out there, and, you know, just all over. So I think that, you know, we come together and support the families that are grieving now. But, man, it is really, really sad. And I don't know what it is about Sundays recently, but for some reason these things seem to be happening, at least the ones I've been paying attention to, on Sundays for whatever reason. So
this was on a Monday.
Was that Monday? I thought it was Sunday.
It was a Monday.
No, the actual event happened on Sunday.
On Sunday, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, and you know, all I can do is, I don't know. I honestly, like, it leaves me kind of with a helpless feeling. Like, what can I do?
Yeah,
I guess that's what's so hard about it.
I think that the approach that you have to take with this is that I just don't let it scare you. You know, don't make it to where like people need to feel like they just can't leave their own house because they're just afraid of this thing happening.
I mean, yeah, good point. Right. Like, it's kind of like a domestic form of terrorism in a way.
Yeah. So,
right. Exactly.
Like,
exactly. You're going to say something.
Not to bring up a 9/11ism, but like if you get scared because of this, then you don't go out to do things because of this. The terrorists win, in a way. Right.
Like, that's how I feel too. Yeah.
Exactly.
And one thing I kind of want to get ahead of, I mean, I guess maybe not ahead of, but like I just want to point this out. There are going to be news anchors and journalists and bloggers and writers who are going to pull out that old hat trick of, see that? Video games cause violence and video games made him want to shoot people. We should ban violent video games, etc., etc.
He was playing a fucking football game.
Yeah, like I want to get ahead of this.
Which is a violent sport.
It is, but like that's not it, okay? Like I know the research isn't conclusive, but there are so many other factors that it's not just he touched a controller once and now he's a deadly maniac. Like, no, fuck you. That's not how it works, all right? If that is how it works, he would have been a serial tackler and have been tackling a bunch of people on Sunday, right? But that's not how science do. That's not how brains work. You know, there's a deep underlying factor. He could have had mental health issues. He could have had a shitty home life, et cetera, et cetera. There's so much out there. So do not, for the love of God, pin this on video games.
Yep, that's exactly it. And I'd actually like to give a shout out to how EA is handling all of this. I think that as much as EA catches shit when it comes to this sort of thing, I think they handled it very well and respectfully. They went ahead and released a long statement from their CEO. They also went ahead and canceled the rest of the Madden Classic events. So I think that I'm happy to hear that everyone in the games industry has been so supportive about this, and just don't get caught up in the whole thing where people are kind of trying to spin this to deal with politics, and people are just trying to pull it into their own agendas and sort of thing. And it's always a gross thing that comes out of these sort of happenings. So yeah. So yeah,
don't get too discouraged. All right, like Jack said, Colin and I are trying to go to PAX this weekend.
We'll see if our tickets come through, but that's another story.
We'll hopefully be there on Friday. And I know PAX West issued a statement, right? That was like, we were beefing up security. Don't worry, we'll keep you safe and good on them for that. But if we do walk into PAX, I'm not going to be walking in scared of the next person who's going to shoot a gun. You know, I'm going to walk in there because I'm there to play some cool video games and mingle with people out there who play games.
Yeah, I'm going to be too busy fanboying over whoever developer I run into. So,
dude, I tell you about the time I met Will Wright.
No.
You know the guy who made Sims?
Yeah, you didn't tell us about that.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe now's not the time. Say it about me, but I'll tell you guys later.
That's cool though.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's the point though. Just don't go out in public thinking that this is a thing that's constantly, you're going to have to worry about. Obviously, there was a huge scare when something like 9/11 happened, but everyone triumphed over it. You just got to keep living life. That's all there is to it.
Keep your head up, man. Yeah. Stay positive. Don't get too down.
Right. So with that, we're probably going to wrap up our show. You can email us any of your thoughts, tinydispodcast@gmail.com. You know, the basic stuff that we say here at the end. No need to shill too hard considering, just what happened this week in Jacksonville. And again, if any of you are going to PAX West this weekend and you see Colin and I, come up, say hi. That'd be cool. We'll be there, take some selfies or whatever.
Yeah, you might need to explain to me like who you are, and I'm like, who?
Yeah.
Who are you talking? Oh, Tiniest Podcast? What?
No, yeah. So I guess you wouldn't really recognize this by seeing us, but when you hear our voices, you'll be like, I know that voice. That's the Tiny Disc voice. Then
go tell a friend, and then fanboy over us together, and then be like, yeah, can we have your autograph? And I'd be like, no, why would I do that? I have a terrible signature.
Yep. Yep. That's it. Hey, so
I'll sign your baby.
So where can you find you guys real quick online?
You can follow me on Twitter at booboo__55, aka Colin and Mono.
Instagram at mr._cepeda.
And you can find me at Pinoptimist, PINOPTIMIST. Thank you so much for listening to the Tiny Disc Podcast, and we'll see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
Same.
See you next Thursday.